to hear from your perspective, like, why you came to us and then like your experience when you first started with everything.
Absolutely. I side note, had a massage yesterday, and sitting there, some things came up. Just being and this like visual, and I wanted to share it with you.
Yeah.
At the beginning, when I first came to you guys, I was like this tight ball of stress that like couldn't let anything go. I was holding everything.
Yeah.
Um, I was exhausted. Like I was taking at least an hour to 2 hour naps every day and was so tired still.
Yeah.
Um, Cranky. I just didn't feel good. I felt like I was like spinning. Like I was trying things, but then I also at the same time wasn't like giving myself enough time to
Yeah.
see if those things would work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there was that. And then I just I can't exactly remember how I got connected to you. But I do remember I think there was some kind of call that I was on with you. And then I just felt such a pull
Yeah.
that this, for whatever reason, I needed to come to you guys to see, what you had to offer for where I was. And my thought was I was coming to you because I wanted to lose weight, and then obviously that is it. Not that, that didn't happen, but looking back at this journey that I've been on with you guys, it's so interesting to see everything that I've been through
Yeah.
in these last several months. Like those first few months, learning, different things about like foundation and how like I needed to build upon certain things for myself and learning how to take care of myself and all of that, which is exactly what I needed leading up until everything that I, have had to go through these last, few months or so. So yes, what I had thought I was going to get, I have gotten, but at the same time, I've gotten so much more of what I needed. So it's kind of interesting to see that, divine process work out. So yeah.
I love that. I feel like all those things
Hmm.
happen in the right time, right? Like you're allowed to start,
Absolutely.
you just have to choose to engage, right? You have to.
Yeah. 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 Definitely.
When
Hmm.
you first started with us and you did come to us with like a weight loss goal, what was your first
Hmm.
thought like in your initial like intake as we're like walking through testing and all those kinds of things too?
I was definitely very intrigued because I hadn't been through anything like that before. And everything, that we had spoken about and saw on my testing and all of that, like it all made sense. And
Yeah.
it felt very validating that what I had been going through and experiencing, there was a reason for it, you
Yeah.
know? So I was extremely interested to see how everything was going to play out. You know what I mean? Because it hadn't been something that I had been through before. So
Yeah.
this was definitely a different approach than what I was used to. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Hmm.
funny. So you have kids and you saw some of this
Yeah.
transpire into your kids too.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
what have you seen kind of play out in your home life since you started taking action on this?
Uh, I think the biggest thing for us has been clearing a lot of our schedule.
Yeah.
We have, I mean, yes, we still have a lot of sports and kids' activities and stuff, but we really prioritize having time at home together, relaxing, decompressing, just being able to not be so busy all the time. And my kids are craving that. I notice. And my youngest actually is the one that notices most. She's like, I'm really tired today. I was like, yes, let's look at, like you've done all of these things the last few days. And of course we're more tired. So it's been really good to have those conversations with them. And then of course, having conversations about what we're eating and how it makes us feel. And those have been some really great conversations to open up with my kids, especially my oldest who's going to be 13. Just today, she's home today. And at lunch, she was like, I really want to have pancakes. And I'm like, okay, well, there's no protein in any, you know what I mean? Like that, let's think about how that's going to make you feel. And, so those conversations have been really good, really good. Just bringing more awareness around everything.
I love that. I wish I
Hmm.
had that growing up. Like, and my mom's amazing, right? Not to like knock that, right? But like,
Yeah.
health wasn't an easy thing for me growing up. Those conversations, I think, for a lot
Hmm.
of people in our generation too,
Yeah.
right? The Snackwell's generation, as I call it.
Yeah.
Like, we weren't taught how things impact us. I think a lot of us grew up watching our moms just diet or, and like have a poor relationship with those things. And um, it took a lot of us learning it on our own, I think. But I
Yeah.
think if you do embrace it, I think it's amazing because you can see that play out in your kids, and it's kind of cool to watch how they like their
Hmm.
perspective shifts in there.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you about, I didn't have that model for me, which I think is how I really appreciated the beginning first few months with you guys because you did take it back all the way to basics. And it was very simple to be able to, okay, this is what we're focusing on right now, and then building upon that, which was so helpful because I hadn't had any of that modeled for me.
Yeah. And you
Mm-hmm.
think about, especially like our generation, I don't know how many like approaches you had taken, but I know I'd probably taken multiple before going through those things, right? How many women are coming in? And I always ask the question of like people say like I'm eating healthy and I'm like, what does healthy mean? Right? Because like healthy to you
Mm-hmm.
is not healthy to me versus the next person. And we
Mm-hmm.
all have this approach of thinking we're doing everything right. And our thinking of doing everything right comes from the bits and pieces that we've taken from all the diets and things that we've done over the years, right? Or like all the stuff we've kind of been fed.
Mm-hmm.
To kind of formulate our own, like, this is what we think right is, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What are some of the things, like, symptomatically that you were really experiencing when you came to us that you could say, like, have made a full shift since we've been
Oh, the big one is the meat aversions.
together?
Oh my gosh, absolutely hated chicken. Like the texture, the smell, everything. Could not eat it. And my husband struggled with that. That like I never cooked it. We didn't eat it at home. He only ate it if we ate out.
Yeah.
So that has been one of the biggest shifts. And I actually didn't notice it until probably last month. And I was like, oh my God, we're eating so much chicken and like I'm cooking it, I actually enjoy eating it, not that, before. So that was probably the biggest shift. And then I would also say my energy, and awareness. Three. Yeah. My awareness around everything has been completely shifted where before I would look at it like, I don't know what's going on. Now I can kind of see, okay, this is what's happening. What have I how have I contributed to this? So that's been a really good shift, I think.